All right, hello, I'm Michael, and this is Everett, and this is our second podcast. So we were looking over Northrop Frye's Motive for Metaphor, and we found this part about wants and needs, and we found that interesting, so we thought we'd talk about it.
Well, mostly Michael found that interesting, and it hurt my brain, but we'll go off on it.
Yeah, I like it. All right, so he was talking about how there are wants that are desires. Like, everybody wants stuff and desires things, but some of those desires are, like, necessary. People need them to survive or to whatever, but I would argue that that is wrong, of course, because you don't need to survive, you want to survive.
Well, I don't know. I think we need to survive if we want, like, because the word want comes into this so much, but if you need to survive. Because if we don't survive, then nothing carries on. There's no humanity. There's none of that. So there needs to be people out there. We got to keep going somehow, is what I'm saying.
Well, but do we? Like, is the world, in fact, like, nothing needs to occur? Like, in my mind, the universe doesn't exactly have focus or meaning. It just exists and likes to pretend to have meaning.
Okay, we'll talk about existence then. But does a rock want to exist? Does anything want, like, does any inanimate object want to exist? I think that the only things that really bring in want a whole lot are humans and, like, particular animals that have a high enough level of intelligence that they're able to figure out, oh, I want to grab that banana, like an ape. But I think then there's animals that are just dumb as a freaking rock, like a snail, that just they're just going off of a conscious, like, I don't know, like, instinct of, oh, hey, look, a twig. I'm gonna go, like, crawl over that and then go eat a blade of grass. I don't think it's really that they want to do that. I think that they need to because that is what they're programmed.
First of all, I apologize to our snail viewers.
Yeah, I'm racist. I don't like snails. They're
all right, but no, But you know, you don't need, like, then you're arguing that certain things, yes, need something or they want something, like they need something to survive. And I think they want to survive because that's a primal instinct. Like, I would argue that anything that, at least most things, have this primal instinct to want to survive, and then they know that they need things for that want to survive. So you have needs, I believe, stem from wants rather than simply existing as needs on their own. They're dependent on a want.
But is that you first have to argue if that instinct installs into that being a want or a need, because if it's in the mind of that person as a need, then objectively, then to them it is a need. That's what it exists as to them. It doesn't exist as a want. It exists as a need. If they know, like, I need to survive, that's all they know, that's their whole point of existence, then is that not a need, at least to them? I mean, you could come over and say subjectively, because it's your opinion, well, they want to survive. They don't need to survive. They want to survive. But they go, no, I need to survive because that is my whole point in life.
Yes, that's the interesting point when you bring up the people's mindset that they need something. Then to them it's a need, and of course then to me, as you said, it is a want. And it gets very confusing. But I think objectively nothing needs to exist. It just simply does, rather than, you know, like, it can want to exist. It can want so badly to exist that it becomes a need to them. But I don't believe it is in its essence a need.
Yeah, I think that goes back to the whole, like, okay, let's take a page from the Big Boom. Did that want to happen? No, it just happened. It needed to happen under the conditions that it was under, heat and cold combined, to make this massive explosion and lead into all these different things.
I do think you mean the Big Bang, not the Big Boom.
I'm sorry, I'm a little bit brain dead after school. But anyways. Yes, the Big Bang. Like, they're talking about the Big Bang going off, and then everything.
Does an event? I don't think events don't have emotions or want, or they don't want or need anything.
They need to exist because they need to be there. That's all that happens. It's just there.
There are parameters that need to be met for something to occur, such as an explosion that creates the universe. But I guess, I think if an object like a thing, a human, a life form, I believe, does not have anything as such as a pure need. Whereas I do think I'm gonna concede that perhaps something such as an event does require something. It needs something to occur, and then because it has no emotion to in fact want.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good conclusion to draw.
Yeah.
We're kind of running.
Well, one thing you can tie this into literature with is, do we want, like he said that we use literature as a way of heightening oneself, kind of like to craft ourself. We need it to do that. I don't know if you could say that that's a need or a want, but that we want to make ourselves better. We want to mold our minds. I would argue that is a need, because humans need to do those things in order to like keep our what makes us human.
Right.
Yeah.
But of course, again, I'm going to say that need does stem from a want.
Yeah.
Because you want to heighten your intelligence. I think the only conclusion we're ever going to draw here is that inanimate things that feel nothing are the only things that truly need something. At least I'll agree that a need does exist in that point.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess that'll be our kind of little conversation on wants versus needs.
What? Yeah. Yeah.
So, all right. Thanks for listening. Catch you next time.